Welcome back to the Markie channel, hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be another topics video. Surprise, surprise, haven't done one of these before, you know, one of them videos where we talk about a bunch of topics that have happened over the past day or so, and we start with the smaller topics, and we work our way to the bigger topics. I've never done it before, I thought we could try something new, so hopefully that's okay with you. But before we actually get in the video, my social medias are linked in the description. I don't really mention that much anymore, and I really probably should. Mainly Instagram, okay? Honestly, Twitter, hate it. Instagram, love it. So if you do want to maybe give me suggestions of things to talk about, I check my DMs on there all the time, and I get a lot of my suggestions for these videos from Instagram itself, okay? So if there's anything you want me to talk about, Instagram's the best place. It's linked in the description, or it's just at Markie. Now, let's get into the actual topics for this video, shall we, okay? I'm actually starting off with a bit of an update that we spoke about in one of our last videos. If you remember, we spoke about how this TikToker went to a party in LA. It was Charlie Jordan's party. Charlie Jordan being a TikToker slash does YouTube as well. I think it's actually like a bit of a DJ or something. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. And they went to the party, and apparently you had to show your social media follower account to get into the party, okay? Which is the most LA thing you've possibly ever heard. Obviously, there was a part of the story as well. The main part, really, was about how this TikToker had a conversation with James Charles and said James Charles was rude and gave like an example and whatnot. That doesn't really matter for this part of the story, okay? Because Charlie Jordan has came out and responded to this TikToker and basically said that it's a load of shit and you didn't actually have to show your social media following to get in. You just had to show that Charlie knew you and followed you on social media, you know?
So some girl who couldn't get into my party made a video that's going viral about how I wasn't letting people into my party because they didn't have enough followers. So let me reenact what actually happened. This is the gate to get in. It's one door. If we want to take a step through my door, we can see all the damage that everybody caused by breaking my lights and plants. Not only that, but people were trying to jump over my wall, so there's blood and paint and shit all over my walls.
Jesus Christ, okay? Jumping over the walls? That looks like the scene out of, like, a murder mystery show. What do you mean? I mean, look at that, for God's sake. Like, what did you put on top of the walls? Shattered glass? Jesus Christ, what's the wall made out of?
There's blood and paint and shit all over my walls, which I am personally having to pay for. Me and all my security were standing right here. There were so many people out here that my security said, pull up your following, and if Charlie follows you, we'll let you in. Everybody misinterpreted that and just started pulling out their phones and showing their follower count for no reason. I was sitting right up on this wall and I literally stood up and screamed at everyone, I don't give a fuck how many followers you have. If I don't know you, I'm not letting you in.
Alright, so there you have it, okay? Charlie's saying that the security were asking people to get up the social medias to see if Charlie followed them to be allowed in, because if they follow them, that means they must be friends, right? Because I'm friends with every single person I follow on socials. So that is kind of what happened, and people misinterpreted it to be like, oh, show your follower count instead. I don't know what's 100% true. That does make sense to me, in all fairness. Let me know if it makes sense to you. I don't particularly care. I just find it a bit funny how that's kind of like how LA parties work. And to be fair, even the way that Charlie explained it there is still funny to me. I've never had a party, right, where I've had to be like, right, can I just see to make sure that I do follow you on Instagram before I let you in, okay? Because that's very, very important. It's never crossed my mind. It's never crossed my mind. But apparently that's how it works there. But I'm not very surprised. Now, moving on to the next topic. And the reason why I kind of stopped for a second there and kind of laughed at the screen is because I can't believe that I'm actually about to read what I'm about to read. There's a YouTuber called Ice Poseidon, okay? He used to do, like, IRL YouTube streams. I don't know if he still does. He used to be quite big, what I remember, actually. And he used to be able to just go around, like, in LA and whatnot, and just basically live stream off his phone, and he'd get up to, like, a load of shit or whatever. I don't really care about that. The thing I do care about is that apparently his Tinder got leaked the other day, okay? Which, that's completely fine, okay? Everyone's a bit lonely, I mean, tell me about it. But the bio on said Tinder is mental, okay? I've never read anything more mental in my life, okay? So this is Paul, 27, Ice Poseidon. Apparently, I just want to stress as well, this might not actually be his, like, Tinder or whatnot. This is just what's going around on socials, and apparently people are saying that this is his Tinder. But looking at, like, his interviews and the way he, like, acts on camera, this really wouldn't surprise me, but it's not 100%, like, it's not 100% confirmed is what I'm trying to say. But here we go, right? So, if there's any girls out there who are looking to get a new boyfriend, you know, maybe Ice Poseidon, Paul, 27, YouTuber, this is the requirements you need, okay? Must be taller than 5'9". Must make 100k plus a year. Must be under £125. Must be lovable and funny. No guy friends. Limited girlfriends. No pets. No kids. Less than 5 previous partners. Must be moderate in politics. Must be available at least 6 days a week. Must be a gamer, of course. Must be a 9 out of 10 at least. Must be under the age of 22. Don't be afraid to say hello. Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever going to read that and want to say hello, to be honest with you. Paul, 27, YouTuber, straight man, lives in Austin. Eh? I don't think anyone's going to do that. Why would anyone want someone who has that many requirements? I mean, what do you mean? No pets, no kids, make 100k a year, must be under £125, must be over 5'9". Why are the stipulations this extreme? I don't understand. Who do you think you are? Who do you actually think you are to have requirements like this? Like, yes, I get it. F1 has a type. Completely fine. You might prefer certain things about people than other things about other people, okay? But that's not just a type, mate. You're trying to create like a robot here, okay? That's not a human. That doesn't exist, all right? And can we also stress a bit like how weird it is where it's like, he's 27 and he's put must be under the age of 22. Like, yeah, that's completely fine. Like, if you were 27, you were in a relationship with a 21-year-old, you do you, right? But the fact you've actually made it a thing to be like, must be under the age of 22, it's a bit strange to me. Like, why? What, is a 23-year-old too old for you? Is a 24-year-old too old for you? I mean, that's still, like, what, 3 years younger than you? How does that make sense? I don't understand. But anyways, that is his Tinder. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've been wooed over by Ice Poseidon and you are currently downloading Tinder and hoping that you can match with him, okay? Let me know. Now, moving on to the next topic, okay? This is actually a clip from a podcast, and it's kind of talking about Austin Mcbroom. Now, we haven't spoken about Austin Mcbroom a lot recently. He's under a lot of lawsuits, but this isn't actually a lawsuit. So first of all, congratulations. You're losing no money from this little scandal here, which is brilliant, Austin. But one thing you might lose, I was going to actually say you might lose a bit from your integrity, but I'm pretty sure that's already gone, to be honest. But this is a clip where, in a podcast, there was a woman in there who spoke about how there's been people in her DMs, and some of these people just so happen to be Austin Mcbroom and Jason Derulo. You know, they're the perfect partnership in my eyes. But the only problem here is I'm not 100% sure if Jason Derulo's still in a relationship. But Austin Mcbroom definitely is, and has kids. So, yeah, let's have a look at this.
She's not for the streets. Like, she's got a rich guy here to buy her shit, and she's not fucking.
Let me tell you, motherfuckers, actually.
AP on. It's like, what?
I looked, because we work together, right, real closely. I looked through all her DMs.
Yeah.
I looked through
Are they wild?
Bro, she has gotten DM'd by everyone you could fucking think of, and she doesn't even open
athletes and shit.
Everyone you could think of.
A lot of blue fucking checks.
Tons, all blue checks, and she does, like, literally, I'm looking, and they're not even open. They're not even open. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, that's not good for me.
No, it's
But
tough.
a lot of
That's
them,
really earning.
a lot of them unsend because they get embarrassed.
Yeah, there's actually. Yeah, yo, can we just
yes.
expose them?
I can't.
Can you expose like at least a couple?
I've had some like
who's
big.
a big
Austin
competitor?
McBroom.
Stop!
Okay, so
Austin
that's the first name, Austin Mcbroom, who I don't even know if it's a secret anymore. I think everyone kind of knows at this point that Austin Mcbroom is kind of like, maybe not a fake relationship, maybe that's the wrong word, but seems to be in a bit of an open relationship, okay? Because I refuse to believe that Catherine hasn't heard about this massive rumour that really isn't a rumour right now, and just refuse to see any of the evidence behind this, okay? I'm just going to assume that that's how they run their relationship, and they're happy doing that. If that is, then that's how they work. Like, who am I to judge, eh?
I thought that guy had a family and a married man.
So did I, dude. So did I.
Yeah, I gotta fuck you, Austin Mcbroom. I don't know which camera it is, but fuck you.
Yeah.
Also, Jason Derulo.
Yes.
No.
And he's got a kid with a baby.
No, not his baby mother. I love her.
Yeah.
We might. No.
Jason, you fucking piece of dirty dog shit.
But yeah, there you have it. Apparently, Jason Derulo and Austin Mcbroom been sliding in the DMs and whatnot, who both are apparently in relationships. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like it's not very surprising. You might be surprised by the Jason Derulo bit. I know nothing about Jason Derulo, so I don't even know if that is surprising or not. But yeah, the Austin Mcbroom one. Are you surprised? I highly doubt it, okay? Let's move on to the next one, shall we? With Tana Mongeau. Okay, going from one great podcast to another, apparently, because this one is the cancelled podcast with Tana Mongeau. Tana's Single Shenanigans. Cancelled episode 13. Now, in this podcast, it's a Halloween-themed podcast, and they're talking about Tana's past relationship, okay? The one that you remember we spoke about a few days ago, how Tana got a bit drunk and aired it all out publicly and made it very public that her boyfriend, or now her ex-boyfriend, had done some dodgy stuff and they broke up, and kind of slayed him on social medias. Kind of just your like standard like primary school type relationship like stuff, right? Well, it turns out Tana Mongeau in this podcast has turned a new leaf, and she says this here.
Point being, I just kind of, as much as I would love to air out the details of our breakup and continue my toxic cycle of posting absolutely everything I fucking do online, I do think that because it's like for real this time and it was actually like hurtful and shitty for the both of us, you know what I mean? I don't want to really air it out. I will say.
Yep, so there you have it, okay? Tana Mongeau has decided to be mature and not actually talk about the breakup, not give details or anything like that, not try and make the boy seem like a bad guy or anything like that. She was being really mature, and she just moved on from this. Right, of course she fucking didn't, okay? She said she's not going to talk about it, and then did.
Say I am a fucking loyal, sexy icon, and I may or may not have caught this man doing something he shouldn't have been doing. Not, his dick wasn't in anything, but it was just nasty, and I was really fucking pissed, and then I got really fucking spiteful
as fuck.
I actually we were at a party basically, and I found out something he did from the person he did it with, the girl type of thing, whatever happened. But it's not, he didn't cheat. It was just not a good action. And it also, the person he...
Okay, so there you have it, okay? The bloke's done something he shouldn't have and they broke up because of it. But yeah, it's whatever. It's not exactly, like, too surprising. I feel like Tana probably should try and keep things as private as possible at this point because it never really does end well. It causes a lot of drama. But clearly this is the life that Tana Mongeau likes to live. And I don't know what this guy did. He didn't cheat physically or anything like that. So I'm guessing he maybe, like, sent messages that were not the best messages to send when you're in a relationship. That's what I'm assuming. I have no fucking clue. And I don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, that's Tana Mongeau talking about how she's not going to air out this boy and then air him out. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you feel like that's the right thing to do? Do you not feel like it's the right thing to do? Let me know any of your thoughts. Right. Moving on to the next topic, we actually have Ethan Klein, okay? Now, Ethan Klein in his podcast, and I originally saw this on Twitter, but I was waiting to see if he'd actually mention it on a video to kind of get his thoughts on it. But if you remember, Ethan Klein has had a lot of beef with Triller. More specifically, Ryan Kavanagh, the CEO of Triller, the founder of Triller, or co-founder, whatever he is, okay? He's high up in Triller. I don't really understand. And they basically had this back and forth for ages because Triller were going to sue Ethan because he showed, like, the Jake Paul fight, which is pirated basically because you're meant to pay for it, and he showed it on his live stream. They've been going back and forth. Ethan has shown a lot of allegations that have been made about Ryan Kavanagh in the past. They hate each other, okay? And Ryan Kavanagh came out and basically said that Ethan's getting like fake accounts and stuff to send abuse or whatnot. Like, there's a lot of accusations going on here, basically. Now, it seems like Ryan Kavanagh's got his new little thing that he's trying to get up over on Ethan, which is copying his show. Now, Ethan has a podcast, like, I don't really know how this works in his channel, but he has his podcast and he has different shows on that podcast, okay? One of them is called After Dark, in which the branding for said thing is like neon lights and it says After Dark. And it turns out Ryan Kavanagh has also just copied that. And to be honest, it's probably on purpose just to piss Ethan off. So Ethan decided to respond by first of all saying he looks like Harvey Weinstein and then get into the actual logo itself.
Brian Kavanagh's fucking with me. Like, there's no question about it, right?
For sure.
I like that, though. He's petty enough to try to beef with me. He thinks he's such a big shot, but, like, are you really? If you're tumbling around with me, are you a big shot? No. By the way, if you guys want to go to, if we might have some new content, if you type Ryan, or does Ryan Kavanagh look like Harvey Weinstein? You know what's funny? Oh, there's actually a couple articles about it now. It's awesome. Yeah, these guys, The Focus, wrote an article. Shout out. This is a really hard-hitting article by The Focus. Yeah.
Okay, right. So as you can see, Ethan's just trying to make a few jokes, trying to get at like Ryan Kavanagh, saying it looks like Harvey Weinstein and whatnot, and just make that connection. And then he actually gets into talking about like the actual logo.
In the same font, Triller's concert is not only suspiciously titled After Dark, but the artwork has many similarities.
Yeah, it's basically the same logo, okay? It's like the neon light or whatever. It literally says After Dark, and kind of a very similar font as well. So, yeah, it's blatantly just a copy, and it's very petty from Ryan.
Brick wall and neon font. Oh, yeah, and then we started fucking with them, and Twitter thread, and then they started hiding all the comments.
And just for comparison's sake, you can see the After Dark thumbnail here. I'll move the mouse so you can see the thumbnail. But it's just like the neon light. It says After Dark. It's basically the same shit, okay? And it's blatantly copied. And they seem to have this like petty back and forth going on. But it's whatever. I'm kind of here for it. It's a very entertaining, I guess. It's just kind of two petty people who are trying to out-petty each other, which is brilliant to see on YouTube nowadays. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Is it a copy? Is it a coincidence? I mean, let's be honest, it's blatantly a copy. Now, moving on to the last topic of today's video, we're going to be talking about Trisha Paytas. Of course, I mean, this is the MARKIE channel. We speak about Trisha Paytas. That's what we do on this channel. And the reason for this is because Trisha Paytas has actually had a bunch of backlash recently in kind of like a house tour type video, like a Halloween special type thing, okay? She's showing the chairs in the kitchen or a living room or dining room or whatever the fuck it was, okay? And the backrest of the chairs was made out of rabbit fur, and they left in this bit of the video. People were fuming because there was rabbit fur being made into a chair, and then they cut that bit out of the video. Now, Trisha Paytas responds to these criticisms and these scandals in very different ways, but this way, very, very impressive, Trisha. That's what I'll say straight away, okay? This is very, very impressive. Trisha has decided to combat this whole, like, scandal that's going on right now with the fact that she was using rabbit fur and people are really pissed off that she was rabbit fur, and she went, fuck it, I'm going vegan. And this is the best response I've ever seen in my life, okay? Like, she looked at this and went, oh, you're pissed off that I did something that involved animals and harming animals? Well, I'm vegan now. What are you going to say now? You eat burgers, I don't. Fuck you, is basically what I think Trisha said behind the scenes when she actually decided to come up with this, okay? So this video came out basically talking about how Trisha's going to become vegan because of all this now. As you can see, the like to dislike ratio isn't exactly great, okay? People kind of just responded saying, obviously, Trisha Paytas is not going to go vegan. It's just a way to get out of this. And then she'll do a standard, like, drive-through video in, like, a few days, like eating chicken or something. But Trisha's adamant that her trolling days are over.
You know, it's such a funny thing when you have a reputation of being, like, a troll. Like, people will always think you and see you as a troll. And while I'm practicing mindfulness and just knowing that I am who I think I am and not anyone else's thoughts or opinions or doubts, that's their own journey. I don't judge it. My ego's not in the way to try and understand other people. But, like, it's funny when you have that, people can't see you as anything else. People are like, change, and then you change, and then they're uncomfy, and they're like, no, you're just a troll, They want to put you in a box. So this whole thing of, like...
One thing I will say, okay, so Trisha's like, oh, everyone's telling me to change, I went vegan, and everyone's, like, now saying I'm trolling. You posted one video saying you're vegan, like, and also being vegan wasn't really the problem. Like, no one's asked about you, like, eating chicken or whatnot, okay? It was just, people were pissed off with, like, the morality of you using rabbits as a chair, basically, okay? Like, no one's actually saying, like, give up, like, well, I guess people probably are. Some people probably are. But most people aren't just like, oh, give up meat entirely, Trisha, okay? Otherwise, you're a bad person. Like, no one's really saying that, but yeah, that's Trisha's point, I guess.
She's just trolling, all this stuff. It's just, like, I don't know. I just spent $400 on Trader Joe's groceries, all vegan. Like, I'm just trying to make a change. I'm trying to be healthier in mind, body, and spirit. But sometimes people don't want you to. That's okay. I've known it for myself.
But there you have it. That's Trisha Paytas' response to all of this, and Trisha's going vegan. Fair enough. You do your thing, Trisha. But I just feel like Trisha takes what people are talking about at a time and decides to just go with it and is like, right, that is now me. So, for example, okay, like this one right here, a lot of people are going out there and basically how bad it is that Trisha had, like, rabbit fur on her chair, and Trisha's like, oh, okay, everyone's saying this, I'm gonna go vegan now. Another example, when Anthony Padilla did that interview with Dissociated DID, and it's where she was talking about having DID, Trisha has admitted this at this point, by the way, then went out and just faked having DID and faked having alters, okay? And this is admitted by Trisha at this point. Trisha has admitted that this was all fake. Trisha was posting videos pretending to switch and have alters, but she was just acting. She was just acting and basically taking the piss out of it because she saw the Anthony Padilla video and saw it probably did a bit well and was like, fuck it, I can do that too. And I just feel like Trisha does this like with most things, and this isn't surprising to me. I don't know if there's like a word for like someone who does this type of stuff, but yeah, it's not surprising to me at all. Will Trisha actually go vegan? I don't fucking know. I don't really care either, to be honest. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts on everything we spoke about in today's video, to be honest. And I reckon that's probably where we're going to finish it. So if you did enjoy, please do leave a like down below. It does help out a lot. A comment will go so far as well. I read literally every single comment. And yeah, socials description, second channel's in description, offbeat channel in description. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.